Hey y'all, you better not blink, because if you do, Bossy Texas trip system's on you. Hey, guess what? I have gone ahead. Let me get the we'll do it over here. I have and actually given up on Android. I'm done. I sold my Note 4. Yeah. Because you know what? I'm just so done with Android. I'm so done with all their overprices, and I'm so done with, my Note 4. It was beautiful. I loved it, no doubt. But it had so many problems. And I mean, not defective problems, but like it would freeze, not for long, but stutter. It got hot when I had my hotspot on, or if I was in a bad area. These could be related to my carrier and my signal. I'm not, faulting the Note 4 for it. It's a fantastic device. I mean, I had no problem raving about it to the person I sold it to. I actually sold it on Swappa, and I gave that person so many things. Plus the battery and the kit, and I mean, just cases, and oh my God, I gave him stands, and I gave him like $850 worth of stuff. I gave him about $1,000 worth of stuff. If you count the price of the phone, was $833. And I only charged him $550 because I really wanted it to go to someone that really wanted to get excited over it because it's such a great phone. But that's only if you're really still into Android, which it turns out I'm not. So of course, I had bought a Lumia about a year ago because I was getting tired of the complicated system. I mean, and again, this video is not for people that are head over heels in love with Android, because they'll just try to blow up my inbox with hate mail. And it's not about that. It's about me having such a hard time, even after all this time, all the rooting I've done, all the reading, the Googling, the experimenting. I don't like Android. I don't like how complicated it is. And I've set my phones up really nice with a lot of apps that really help get me through the system. And I loved it at the time. But, just as of late, I was like, I want a phone with like a Moto G I was thinking of getting because the always listening. And I love the idea of an onboard assistant that works really well. But the Moto G phone is ugly to me, and I just never could find a configuration that looked good, or the Moto X, or whatever. Oh, and by the way, the main thing about the Note 4 that made me just say, is the size. I had the S4 Mini right over here. I had the S4 Mini, and that just was a beautiful little phone, but just too small, just too small. So anyway, I've waffled enough. I just wanted to tell y'all and share what $109 got me. Brand new, and I cannot believe that I actually even tried this phone, and I'm so in love with it. I bought another one, of course. But anyway, look at this. This is a Windows phone. And even in Windows, totally undeveloped app store and everything. Well, that's just good enough for me because I'm burnt out on apps and all that. But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all. So I got this from Blink. This is a refurbished unit, but I mean, it was like brand new, and I'll show you the phone in a second. But look at all the goodies you get. You get a beautiful frosted crystal clear case. They give you a screen protector, their own brand. It works really well. And their little packaging is just so nice. They even give you headphones, and I wish I hadn't left the plug at work because it's such a pretty little plug. Well, anyway, BLU stands for Bold Like Us, which I didn't realize. I thought it was just some stupid name. But it's pretty cool. And so here we go. I'm going to show you the phone. And it is so cute. Now, you have to bear in mind that I've got these little skull stickers on here because there's a front-facing camera hole that's kind of big. It's like, I don't want to take these off, but it's pretty huge. And the camera itself, I think, is like 1.3. And the hole is about the size of maybe a pencil tip. So I felt it was just too big. I didn't need that. And then there's a proximity sensor. Didn't need that either. So I just blocked them with little skull stickers that I thought looked cool. But the phone is beautiful. I mean, it's really thin. I love the wraparound glass. And yes, it kind of resembles an HTC M7, but I think even nicer. and it's got a matte finish, and the back comes off, and I love the writing. You know, I'm big on fonts and stuff, and I think the 8.0 mega looks so pretty. And okay, so the battery comes off. It's a big battery. I mean, it lasts easily a day and a half. And this right here is an app that I do have because I don't like power button pushing. You know that. So in order not to push the power button, this is called unlock double tap. So it always stays on with just this very faint clock. And if you want to turn on your phone, you just tap, I think, once or twice. Yeah, and there you go. So the way I have mine set up, and Windows is so simple. I mean, Windows 0.8, 8.1, whatever, you know, people dog it, but it's so simple. When I used to see the commercials for a Windows phone, and it was like, get back to your life, you know, and I was like, But it really is true because the tiles, now, by the way, like I started to say, I had a Lumia, I don't know, 480 or whatever it was. I got like a year and a half ago because it went on sale for like $79 at Walmart. And I was like, maybe it's time to try Windows Phone because I was starting to burn out on Android and all their changes. And I hate Google so much. Oh my God. They're the devil. But anyhow, so I went ahead and I got that little Lumia. And, you know, I couldn't figure anything out because I'm me. And plus, it was all the tiles were the same size. They were like a little bit bigger than that. And there was only 6 on a screen. And you couldn't resize them. And I was like, I don't even think you could put wallpaper behind it. It was really in its, I mean, it's not in its infancy because Windows Phone has been around for like 5 years or whatever, but I guess they move slow. So it was really terrible experience and I didn't like it and I just returned it after a day or so. But this one, I'm telling you. So go ahead and now I don't have a screen protector on it because the screen protector that I bought, and it gets brighter than this, by the way. I have it set on low brightness. I guess we could go ahead and make it a higher brightness. But what I want to tell you is, okay, so I had the screen protector that came with it, and it was a really good one because without it, fingerprints galore. But with it, not so bad. But when I put it on, I mucked it up and it had a few air bubbles down there. And you know me, OCD, I had to take it off. So now I'm just using it with a stylus and that works just as well. So let's go in the settings and just go ahead and make the brightness better. So you can always just go one screen to the left and there's everything. I mean, that's pretty simple, okay? There's only one home screen, which I like. Whoops. Let's go back. See, it's my bad. The stylus works really good, but not, yeah. See, it doesn't work good for scrolling. So I'll use my finger for that. Okay, so settings, and then we'll make it a little brighter. Display, let's go ahead. Brightness, see it's on low right now. I'm gonna put it on medium, or we'll put it on high for right now. Is that too high? Okay, so gonna go home now. So there's just like, it's the most easiest setup in the world because you just swipe once to the right, you find whatever it is that you want on your desktop, you hold it down, and it'll either say pin it to the start or unpin if it's already there, and uninstall. Couldn't ask for more than that. And then when you go back to your home screen, you can resize your tiles, just hold them, and then it'll give you the choice to make it smaller. It goes, I think, 3 sizes. They don't all change, but most of them do. Okay? Now, the most amazing thing about this phone, the reason why I got it, is Cortana. Now, mine, and I don't know if it's supposed to work from the lock screen when she's off, like always listening. This is only a Snapdragon 200 processor with 1 GB of RAM, so you're not looking at a lot of power, and I think possibly I've read that the always listening needs a higher powered chip, but that's only if you don't want it to take a battery hit. The battery life is very, very good. I mean, I had it plugged in this morning. I've been playing with it all day. I'm at 78%. It does have notifications, as you see. Everything is so clean, and it's really made me love the flatness of how everything's going because in Android, the contrast between how everything was and how it is ugly to me. But here, it's like a whole new OS, and I'm able to get on board with that. But anyhow, so let's do a couple of things with Cortana because she is amazing. See, the reason I got this phone is at work, I started having to punch a clock, and I had to start staying within a time frame. Like if you're due to start at 7, you have to punch in no earlier than 15 to 7. And they used to be a lot more laid back and you could just punch in at 20 to 7. It didn't matter. But then once they got a little stricter, which I understand because people were really taking advantage, not me, of course, but some, that once they got more strict, then I had to punch in no later than a certain time and no earlier than. And with me and the way I get distracted and my stupid brain, I was constantly missing my punch in time and I hated it. So I was trying to use a timer, but sometimes I'd have to add, like if it was 20 to 7 and I needed to punch in 6 minutes and the time currently was, 6:47 and I sat there early in the morning trying to add 6 minutes or 8 minutes. I was like, oh, I need an assistant. So I wound up getting this and I love it. So let me go ahead and show you how she would handle it. If I walked into work, okay, I walk into work and, the time clock says 6:40. I don't want to have to sit there and add how many more minutes I need to punch in. I just go ahead and I just say, remind me to punch in at 7.
All right. I can remind you to punch in at 7 p.m. today. Is that right?
Remind. Okay.
Should I remind you?
Yes. Yes.
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, it's not perfect. They'll get there. This is, like I said, it needs an update, I think, because it's just in the beta, as you can see up there. But it works so well. And like, if I want to, text Troy, I just say, send Troy a text. You can conversate and interact with it in a lot of ways that's different than any personal assistant I've ever used. And it works really well. Let's see if she'll tell us a joke. Tell me a joke.
2 antennas got married. The ceremony dragged on, but the reception was excellent.
Send text to Troy.
Sure. Send a text to Troy. What's your message?
Cancel. And what's so nice is, everything is hands-free with her. I mean, it's just, I'm sure you could see much better videos on Cortana than anything I have to say. But like I said, I just wanted to share that because I cannot believe that after almost 6 years, I've abandoned Android. But of course, I still have my Tab S, which I still love. I mean, that phone or phone tablet, 8.3 inches, I think is that. And I use that every day. I could not live solely by a Windows phone. I can tell you that because my Android Tab S is the best device I've ever used. And this is the second best. I mean, I just love, love, love this. So just wanted to share. I don't think you can completely leave either world, but my Tab S is such a warrior. I love that device so much. And I have this, and now I am over the moon happy. So just wanted to share that with y'all. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to respond. Thanks. Bye now. Oops, back one more time, because what I wanted to tell y'all was what makes this phone, to me, the prettiest phone I've ever seen is the way that when I used to have my Infuse and the screen was off, it was black. I used to call it black ice. You couldn't tell the border from the screen. And even though Samsung phones have done that for the most part, they're white phones. I always get white phones, and so there's always the border on the side. So even if the screen part is black ice, you always have the white bezel. Like, this is pretty dark, but it's not black. If you could see next to it, it still is a little bit lighter than black. It's like a dark graphite gray. Whereas that screen is black. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, look at the LG. You see when it's off, it's all those shades of gray or whatever. But this phone, when it's off, it is black as night. And that is just so beautiful. And I think that's what makes it, I think that's what makes it look so gorgeous. So that's all. Just wanted to share that. If there's any OCD people out there like me, you'll know what I'm talking about. Thanks, y'all. Bye. For reals this time. Hey y'all, me again. I just wanted to say, I was making my thumbnail and I was like, people are going to be like, are you out of your mind? How could you diss Android for Windows Phone? But I guess I just wanted to make the point that, yeah, I don't think Windows has anything even close to Android. I mean, I have my Tab S, and honestly, without my Tab S, I could never exist in a pure Windows world. But the Tab S is so great. I mean, I can go ahead and I can have my floating browser and watch my trials and, I mean, there's a lot. But a lot of things that I found I could not do was when I instantly wanted to get something done, like if a message was coming in or a phone call or I needed to text quickly. Having Android and so many options, it just didn't work for me. So that's why I'm embracing this Windows Phone so much. But Android is so great. I mean, honestly, it makes me sad because nobody loved the Tab S as much as me. I mean, this thing is such a warrior. The battery life, it just goes on for days and days. And all I ever do is watch videos, and it's still just, well, I don't watch them. I play them in the background, and with the floating browser, you can shut the screen off. So it really, plays for like 2 days. But really, the combination of the two is just amazing. And the feel in hand, that's what I was really going for when I gave up my Note. Because that thing was just too clunky, and being such an expensive device, I thought, oh, I'm going to drop this. I didn't like a case, as you know. And this is just so easy to use without a case, and it's just so pretty. I mean, I think it's the sexiest phone I've ever seen, really. And that's saying a whole lot because I have been, oogling a lot of phones over the years. But this one, it's just so basic, but it's just so beautiful. And I don't know, it's captured my heart. So I just wanted to add that because I know people will be like, oh, how could you even compare Android? And I'm not comparing them, but I'm just saying, like, I really understand what Windows means about getting what you need to get done and then just get on with your life. If you want a phone that you can play around with and, consume yourself with, well, yeah, this probably wouldn't do it. But if you want a phone that just gets things handled, oh my God, Windows really, really knows what they're doing. Who would have thunk that? Anyway, that's it. Thanks, y'all. Bye.